What's going on YouTube? Kevin Monroe's back, aka the Specialist, aka the Big Ben of London. I call myself the Big Ben of London for one reason. I felt I knew what time it was when it came to rhymes, beats, turntables, engineering, buying equipment, life in general. So if you know what time it is and you're on point, then you should be called the Big Ben of London. So it's nothing arrogant, nothing about it, whatever. It's just the fact that I knew what I wanted to do, and I knew I had the perception and the timing to make my dreams come true. So the Big Ben of London is what they call me, and I'm gonna stick with it only because it's all about timing. You know what I'm saying? Good things happen to people at the right place at the right time, and this is the right time to making videos. It's been a minute, so I'm gonna show you what I'm about to do now. The reason for me making videos is I see everyone making beats on the MPs and, you know what I'm saying, the SPs and the VM88s, whatever. I got a new technique I think the whole world should be rocking. It makes a lot of sense, and no one's gonna know about it until I actually make a video and explain why I think this is the new wave of doing music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm by myself here, so I'm gonna move the camera, reach out, and so on and so forth. So what I do is I got a program called Soundforge. Now Soundforge is a simple program. It's not like multi-track, like no Reason, Logic, and any of the other programs. It's straightforward. You record an audio track and that's it. The reason why I use Soundforge is because using a computer screen compared to an MPC screen, it's a lot easier to see the wave. You can zoom in on it. On top of that, with Soundforge, you can basically take a sample, highlight the part that you want, like, and take out a snap, crackle, pop. Like with a regular sampler, whatever you sample is what you get. Now, when you use a computer editing program, you can zoom in, take out a snap, crackle, pop, highlight a part, fade it in, or fade it out. You can fade it and make it sound like it's building up, or you can fade it out like a song's ended. So you can do that anywhere within the sample itself. So that's how accurate it is as far as using a computer. So Soundforge basically gives me the option to fade in, fade out, normalize, take out snap, crackle, pop, cut a wave. It's easy to find the tempo on it as opposed to any other machine, so on and so forth. Then I can highlight the parts that I want, then drag it over to a blank spot. So that's how I chop my samples. I take a section, move it over, move it over, move it over, move it over. Then I save all those files, which I just chopped, onto an SD card. Now the SD card is the best thing going. So if you don't have an SD card on your mpc2000, I suggest you really get one, because the little SD card actually holds about a gig of memory. Now a gig of memory is almost like 3 hours of straight sampling time. No one's gonna sample 3 hours straight, you know what I'm saying, unless you want to sample the whole soundtrack to The Godfather or whatever, Scarface. But using an SD card and be able to save all my sounds on the SD card, take it out of the computer physically, load it into mpc2000 XL physically, then load the sounds like that. It makes it faster for me. I can save folders. I sell folders, so if you're looking for kicks and snares, hi-hats, things already tweaked, sound professional, ready for mastering, I sell those files and folders, so on and so forth. So basically, I use Soundforge as an editor, save everything on an SD card or even a floppy disk rather, from a floppy drive, load it into my MP. Now I have two MPs. I have a 2000 and an XL. You know, so for this tutorial, I'm gonna use the 2000 for the drums, the XL to hold the sequencing of the Korg X50. Now the Korg X50 is what I use just for playing around every now and then. I want to hear some hot, crispy string sounds. I use the X50 along with everything else. So the tutorial is just to make a beat on the 2000, sequence the X50 on the XL because it's behind me, and combine them, and then take snippets of samples that I recorded in Soundforge, like a crowd or whatever, put it on top of the beat, and then I'm gonna fade it all in and make it sound like, you know, it's an intro for EP and LP, and it's a skit. So like I said, the Big Ben of London is about to show you a new tutorial on how to use the MP with Soundforge. Y'all ready? Let's go.